which is actually starting from second. So
We have 8 days.
total 8 days, and out of that also, I think the 11th is demo.
Yeah, I think you can assume that. Yeah.
So half day or one day goes into demo step.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
seven
Yeah.
and a half day. And so these stories are only for FSC or this includes Tableau and data.
You mean the user stories here, is it?
Yeah, for sprint one.
We are. It's more, I think, Salesforce related because it apparently there's no Tableau dashboards in Sprint One. So we're just sort of focusing on what we need for like next Monday's start of Sprint. So far, it's like Salesforce.
Okay. Mainly Salesforce. Okay.
But yeah, for
fine.
sure, after Sprint 1, we need to create like for Tableau as well once dashboards start coming in.
Okay. No, I just wanted to get an idea that is it actually complete FSC or it's a divided between Tableau. Okay, so yeah, we have less than number of days. I guess. And can you just out of these stories, right? Is it all configuration, or do you see any? Are there any stories for automation?
Yeah, there is actually. So maybe on a very high level, let's go through what we have in account so that at least you guys have an idea of what we need to develop. So the first one is just field creation, right? So basically, like an RM user should be able.
And Dipanshu, one minute, sorry. So, when will the developer join us?
I have a meeting right now in 15 minutes with him, so I need to quickly jump out to quickly connect with him. Because from his skill set, remember you looked into his profile already, it is fine. I just need to connect with him, set the expectations straight, and check his starting date. But the bootcamp is closing by end of this week, right? The bootcamp training that I'm doing in parallel, which means he should be available starting next week. So right from the back, but he's obviously new to Salesforce, right? He just had like 3 weeks of training, but with that 3 weeks of training, he knows how to create objects and stuff, right? So objects, fields, page layout, this is something that he has already learned. So this kind of thing we can basically put onto him.
Okay.
Fine.
All right, yeah. So the first one is really just on the fields. So what we need to do is make sure that we have all the fields created in account, which we already have. I think field-wise we are good in terms of like the list, and then we have things like customer name should have a help text, so that they know that to input the official company name. And then these are all read-only fields except for GSIF, important notes, and customer name. So the three editable fields. Okay, so that's super simple.
Dipanshu, the field list, right? Remember description
Yes.
also we had to put it.
Yeah, that's probably something we don't have, but we can try to get.
Actually, I remember Misai-san said that we couldn't issue reviews. So for account, it is still okay, but for opportunity, I'm just thinking of opportunity. It's too financial for us to.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, one by one. Let's see when that comes in. Okay. Then we have page layout for account. So essentially, like seeing sections within the customer details, which is part of that fields list. Actually, they already helped us to consolidate the field into what sections they want. So we have like just these sections over here. And then seeing related information on the account. So things like, this is something I'm not sure we actually need. Loan facility, deposit, P&L, account plan. Basically anything to do with accounts, including all your data file uploads and everything as like related quick links.
So yeah, see things like all these transaction related records, LPC, RWA, PNL, these will not have lookups to accounts, so they will not be available to be added as related lists.
Okay.
Because we are just keeping because those are just like data dumps.
Okay,
user
got you.
is never going to want to see them. User will directly see the report.
Okay, so that means just the Salesforce like objects like account plan, account teams,
Correct.
contact deals. Okay,
Correct.
contact deals, affiliated account. Affiliated account should have relation,
Yes,
right?
it should be there. Yeah. You can remove RW, LPC.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of trade finance though. Trade finance actually, I don't I think you should remove it for now.
Yeah,
Because
we're just bringing over the GSIF, like the updated GSIF, right?
I don't know if there's
There's
any
no other
importance of that
info.
data.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so adding all this in, but obviously if we don't have these in sprint one, then there's nothing to really add in related quick links.
So the
actually,
standard ones we can see directly add them just as a related list. But for example, contact or account plan, it might not have everything that they want, like the
Yeah.
Samsung ID field, for example. So they should be okay with
okay.
it. It will be
Yeah,
a
maybe for
incremental-
sprint. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, then we have account merge. So Vincent, I think from our discussion last week, they wanted to still go with option one, which means that a super user should still be able to merge like multiple accounts. So
Yeah.
I'm not too sure in terms of like functionality wise whether this is just a standard thing. So I actually wrote that like they should be able to see an option to merge account on the account record itself, and then the system will show all the accounts with the same GSIF, so that they are then able to select which account will stay and which account will be like deleted. I'm not sure if this is how it works. I'm not really worked with account merge.
Yeah,
Is
I
there
think myself
anything?
actually have had a look into that this morning. So we can even use a GSIF name. So our duplicate matching rule can be very, very simple just to check the GSIF number, right? I guess for now it would be sufficient enough. And the standard functionality works actually like a charm.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Merging in order to show which fields to transfer over, plus even all related objects, meaning account, opportunities, cases, activities, contacts, they're all getting reassigned.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so in terms of implementation, there's nothing much to do. Just kind of open up that functionality.
Yeah, we just for duplicate rule it's confirmed, right? That only GSIF needs to be matched, nothing else. We just want that confirmation from business.
I mean, put that in the user story, right? Because Misaki-san will anyway have to go through the user story and confirm each and every one. So
Yeah,
our proposal is to say GSIF is the only matching criteria.
Yeah, that's all. Then I think the story is good.
Okay, cool. Actually, while we go through this, let me just add like high level efforts, right? So far it's all been XS in terms of, or maybe S for fields.
S, yeah, because correct.
S, and then page layout.
XS.
Yeah, XS, and then account merge would be like a S.
S. Yeah, S is fine.
Yeah, okay. At least this gives us some idea. Okay. Then we have account duplicates. Okay, so this one is merely just like a prompt message to appear when they create a new account that has a similar name as a customer name that already exists in the system. So it's kind of like a fuzzy logic check, right? To see if like there's a similar name that already exists, and we just let the RM know.
Okay, it's just a warning. Yeah, so
remember during creation process on the account there was already a warning when we looked into it this morning if the duplicate rule is active. So technically we can just follow the standard process without creating something new, but in order to do so I will basically adapt the user story based on what the standard logic basically provides. The standard logic, I'm not sure. Do you want to quickly have a look? Because I guess I still have it open.
No, maybe not now.
Okay. Because then you need to
wait, there's already a standard logic. So that means already in Salesforce you have this sort of warning message that pops up if there's some. Okay, I see.
And I can tell you what it is. The warning message says. Just go ahead.
No, but you will still have to configure at what point. What are you looking at to get that warning message, right? In terms of fields.
Yeah. That's what but the one we can match it based on name, for example, and also so the name we can definitely include. It looks something like this. You might wanna, if you create a user, you might wanna just copy paste.
Yeah, if you could share that would be good. Okay. So in terms of story points, is that like more like XS?
Yeah, XS.
Cool. Okay, then this is the reports. So essentially creating a report on the core SIF level. So having the core SIF filter and then having the groupings of IRO, CSIF, GSIF. And then we have the columns that we need as well on the report.
Yeah, so actually, this story is fine, but I have a question. How do we identify if an account is actually the course of account? if the CoreSIF value and GSIF value is same.
Oh.
And in the case where CoreSIF, CSIF and GSIF, all three values are different, those will be three different accounts.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, this is something, Vincent, that I wanted to like discuss with you also, a small part on how do we bifurcate at these kind of accounts. CoreSIF and GSIF mainly.
CoreSIF and GSIF. Can you maybe repeat the question again? So
like now we need separate account records at the CoreSIF level also, right?
Right.
Like whenever we get the data, Vincent will, let's say, remove the duplicates and get the account list. So he'll get a GSIF account list, right? Those go as account as GSIFs. Now we'll get CoreSIF list as well, and maybe a name, corporate name for CoreSIF, and we use that to create the CoreSIF accounts. But how do we, like, shouldn't we have a clear marker that this account is a CoreSIF account and this account is a GSIF branch? Or should it be something simple like at the CoreSIF accounts, the GSIF field is blank?
No, the GSIF field is the CoreSIF information. Because every account has a GSIF, right? Just that for CoreSIF, the GSIF account, the GSIF number is the same. So at the end of the day, so in order to distinguish between a CoreSIF and a GSIF, we can technically introduce a field. Right, technically we can introduce a field, but this field needs to be populated as well. The question is, how do we populate? But in order to distinguish between a GSIF and a CoreSIF would be if the CoreSIF number and GSIF number is not the same, it is a GSIF account, right? Because CoreSIF is the parent.
That's what I was
right?
thinking, yeah.
And if the CoreSIF and the GSIF are the same number, then it is a CoreSIF.
Okay.
So GSIF, we always need the GSIF now because the GSIF will be our external ID.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right. But then we have two accounts, right? One for core and one for GSIF.
Yes.
But then I'm just thinking, okay, these will be different numbers. So when we do the monthly update, it will not update the CoreSIF account.
Yeah, exactly, because the GSIF number will always be different, right? Between CoreSIF and GSIF, the numbers will be different, but for CoreSIF, it has the same. Very hard to explain, right? But it has the same GSIF number at the end of the day. But if the account is a GSIF, it will be the GSIF number is different from an account which is a CoreSIF, right? These numbers will be different. If you check the GSIF numbers of those two account types, they will be different.
They'll be different. Got it.
But if you are then on CoreSIF level and check the GSIF number and the CoreSIF number, they will be the same, and that's basically per definition a CoreSIF, right?
Okay. So should we like have a different record type for this, or just a?
Yeah, also think about a different, because we will definitely utilize a different record type for that as well, because for the CoreSIF we have limited number of fields, right? So we will mainly just introduce a name and
the page
something. Yeah, the page layout will be very simple.
Okay. So, Dipanshu, I'm sorry, but can you, in any of the stories where there's an automation, either you duplicate it or you add it over there, that introduce record types of CoreSIF, GSIF, and populate them using automation?
And the CSIF, now talking about the CSIF, the one in the middle, that I'm not 100% sure about, because at the end of the day, we might have like three numbers at the end of the day, right? We need to check the data, but I would assume on the data there are three columns: GSIF, CSIF, and GSIF, right? Core, C, and G, and those numbers might all be different.
So CSIF, we don't need a separate account, right, Dipanshu and Val? There's no requirement for having a separate account at CSIF.
Nope.
No. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Then we kept the CSIF number just as a number information on the GSIF account.
Okay. Then if we go back to row 8.
Yeah.
Right. View. This is talking about view report of accounts at the CoreSIF level.
By the way, question. There is no requirement for CSIF to be a separate account, but I think that will impact your account hierarchy. when you need to provide the tree visual, if you need a CCF as an account or not. If your solution doesn't require CCF as an account, then you're fine as long as there is that hierarchy. As long as you can show that tree visual.
So we are doing it via the report. So you're saying, Val, that in the future they might need an actual account hierarchy visual, the standard one, or report is just a.
I think she's saying if we need it for our solution of the report.
Oh.
But I guess the field is good enough, right?
Good. Yeah. Field is good.
Okay.
Okay. So this report, right? Row 8. Are you talking about just one report or two reports?
Can you achieve this in one?
No, it's okay to have two. Better for testing also.
What do you mean by two? Like exactly the same, or with different like groupings?
Two stories for two different reports for the two account hierarchies.
Wait, sorry. Two account hierarchies. So one is on the CORSIF level, and then.
Yeah. So one is for CORSIF CSIF GSIF, and one is for CORSIF IRO CSIF GSIF. One is IRO based.
Okay, then
S.
Yeah, S, right? Okay.
S
then
I'm just thinking can become M, but that's report. Yeah, we can keep it S for now. If we have an issue,
Okay.
we'll keep.
Okay. Then the introduction of record types.
Correct. Automation. Yeah. Low automation when records are loaded.
Yeah, so story point wise.
I'm just thinking. So, this shouldn't be a batch, right? It should be a flow. I'm just thinking when we do one-time load, we wouldn't hit performance issues, right?
So you're talking about the record type?
Just trying to think from the angle of monthly and one-time.
So you want to run it as a flow, right?
Yeah. So we can do two things. Either we bypass it during one time and we put in the record type during load.
Yeah, can't you just have a column in the Excel file for like the record type ID or something?
Yeah.
That might be much easier.
Yeah. Then you can call it as M for now, but just highlight it. We'll revisit it to make it S or not. But can you add a point somewhere? Note Val in the story. The punch in the story itself that for the one-time load, flow should be disabled, so it should have a bypass feature.
Yeah. Okay. So this user story is where you will create the record types as well, right?
We'll assign record types. We'll create
it part of this, and then okay, cool. All right. Then we have a super user able to update client status. Okay, so client status is not a field in the account field list that Ms. Laki-san gave us, but then there is a requirement that we need some sort of status field to show whether it's an active account, a closed account, or a potential account. So what they are saying is only the super user should be able to close an account, which means that only they are able to actually update the status to closed.
Okay.
So that's probably a validation rule. Yeah.
Correct. Validation rule.
Access. And then RM should not be able to update client status to closed.
No,
Sorry. Actually, it's the same, I guess. It's like super user should be able to, but RM should not be able to.
You can merge them, scenario.
Yeah, let me just maybe bring that over. I think I put it separate because it's like two different personas, so the as-is was different. As a...
correct.
So at least testing it might be... Okay. Then we have... Okay, this is where it gets very hectic. I feel like we should push this back. But basically, what Mizaki-san was saying is that for these accounts that where the client status is closed, the RM should actually be blocked from editing anything as part of that account, and also like editing any of the related records. And what I understand from Vincent is that this is not a standard feature.
So a comment from my side before I jump quickly to the interview with the developer. On the account, we can technically do kind of a record type switch to an inactive record type, which we can make among all the fields read only. That's one thing.
But not just fields; it will have to be related.
That would be my second point. My second point is that for all the related records, because they are then linked to the account, we need to have a validation rule in place. Unfortunately, there's no other way to do it. We need to have a validation rule in place to check if the account record type is inactive, for example, then no edit, right? Or we need to put it into a flow or something.
Yeah, validation rules and all these objects. Flows also will be required for different objects. So I think validation rule is fine. And I'm just thinking, if Dipanji, is it possible for you to take some notes that what all this will need? Since we're just in any column.
Okay, I'll create another column.
What it needs is the high level solution, right? I guess from a high level solution, we can put some down, and maybe Annika, that would be also something for you to just put some thoughts down, and I can double check that.
Correct, yeah.
Implement it.
Right. So maybe just for here, since we're thinking for this one, you just mentioned different record type for inactive accounts. Next point. Second will be that validation rules for all of the child objects. And then next is on the page layout of the inactive record type, remove new buttons from the related lists.
Yeah, this is a big effort, honestly, and I don't know if this is something we want to like take up or put as like a backlog, and then for now we sort of like just train them to like not use this account if it's closed.
Yeah, we can.
That's what I am thinking.
Keep it M for now. I'm just thinking for now there are, let's say, 4 child objects which we will have to deal with. Contact opportunity, activity, a period count.
Visit report.
5. And even account plan, I'm guessing.
Yes, and account team.
6 and 7.
Yeah.
7 objects for now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's high effort for something that's not so prioritized, I think. Yeah, exactly. So let's see. Okay, so we have that, and then so this is process wise. Okay, so updating the status. Okay, so scenario 1, create a new account with no GSIF. Okay, so they're creating a brand new account with no GSIF, and then the client status should be defaulted to potential. And then when they create a new account with the GSIF, creating a new account with a GSIF, then the client status should be updated to active. So what we need is like a flow that when it changes from no GSIF to a GSIF with input, then we have to update the client status from potential to active, essentially.
Okay.
That's it.
That's the flow. Existing account has no GSIF. Keep it M for now. Any flow thing I'm keeping it M because I'm like we'll have to create test classes for them as well.
Okay. Cool. Okay, then we have updating. Okay, then this is another big one I potentially see. So this is essentially where given I'm RM from SG and I log into Salesforce and I navigate to an existing account that has incomplete account information from the monthly upload cycle. So basically before the monthly upload cycle is there, when I update the customer name or GSIF, then I should be able to update the record. So basically what this means is before the monthly upload cycle, they're still able to update, customer name, GSIF and all that. But then after the monthly upload cycle is done, they should not be able to update the customer name or GSIF anymore, because now that's kind of locked in with the source of truth.
Right.
I think this
So
was
this
also
one-
a record type or something that Vincent mentioned.
that Vincent mentioned, correct. So if we have a record type like, let's say, Wings created or created in Wings, and then we freeze the page layout, they won't be able to update it.
Yeah.
So that will be a cleaner solution instead of throwing errors every time they try to. I mean, instead of showing it as editable fields and throwing an error every time they try to save,
Yeah.
that will be frustrating. So yeah, a different record type also makes sense in this case.
Or, I mean, okay, to be fair, there's only 2 fields that they're allowed to edit, customer name and GSIF. The rest of the fields are read-only. So, if there is an identifier to say that, okay, this account has been uploaded from the data files, then for just those 2 fields, having a validation might be okay. But maybe in the future, there might be more fields, actually. I don't know.
No, but the problem is, you see, what will happen is only for 2 fields there will be no error, but for the other fields, each field there will be an error. You're getting it?
Oh, even though they're read-only fields.
No, but how do you make them read only? You can only make them read only on the page layout if you go with the different record type solution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, can you add one note at the bottom in the highlight solution? Check dynamic forms if they have filters. I mean, if they have dynamic read-only functionality.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I put this
Yeah.
in?
This one. So basically, what it will need is change of record type when this upload happens. M. Yes, M.
Okay. All right, then we have data upload. So this is basically, this is more to just make sure that the data upload works. I mean, it's more maybe of a technical user story, but given I have an existing account in Salesforce and there is a GSIF tag to the account, when the monthly upload cycle comes and the GSIF in SF matches GSIF in data file, and there is a successful upload, then all the data in the account record and related records should be overwritten. Maybe it's not this, right? It's just the account record information.
GSIF to the account. Should be overwritten by the data. Then okay, then all data in the account record should be overwritten by the data file. It has been updated. Okay, so here, right? Yeah, this is correct. This is about a trial run for updating account records.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, this will be assigned to Justin. I'm just thinking this statement, right? All data in the account record should be overwritten. This is okay for us, but I think I just wanted to confirm, aren't there any fields that they want to keep as Salesforce specific?
There's only one, which is like important notes.
That's all. Okay. Anyways, we're not going to touch that if they have it.
Yeah, exactly, because we don't have that field in the file. So, okay, but maybe it's a good point also, right? And important notes field should remain the same.
Maybe
just
you
in
can
case it
mention
overwrites and blank or something.
Yeah, then all data in the account record information except important notes should be overwritten.
Yeah, makes sense. And then I also added this one line. I mean, it didn't come under as any requirement, but I feel like it's needed. Account owner should be notified that customer data has been updated. Like, somehow the RM should know that okay, the information has now flown in and I have all the full complete information of the customer. So we need that.
Like a notification, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise they won't know.
Oh, this needs some research that how we could do the notification for this one. But like, I'm just thinking if thousands of records get updated every month, there'll be thousands of notifications sent to the RM. I know that under an RM there won't be a lot. I mean, I don't know how many accounts an RM owns. Do you know? Is it like 10, 20?
I don't know actually.
I'm also
We
thinking
might
from
be.
from the user experience point of view, I'm okay with a few notifications, but if I get a lot,
Okay, let's check this with Mizaki-san. Let's see if this
and I
makes
also
sense.
note down how to show notifications on account update. And okay, update.
So do we know, Anika, how many accounts are there in total based on the data?
So for 1 month, I mean, out of 1 month's PNL data, we saw that there
Let's
are 20.
assume 1 month. Yeah.
Yeah, there were 25,000 unique accounts.
25,000. So I think
yeah.
then I think not all of them will be really active, right? Some of them may not be active accounts.
No, they all are active only. We're not uploading any
Which I'm not saying active. Which I'm not saying active. Active is basically more about who are actively doing those transactions, those kind of new loan requests and all, right? So I think not all of them will be active, right? In that sense.
So if
like actively doing those transactions. Yeah.
If for a month, like if we are getting transaction for an account, I think it's active because there's a transaction for that account. I'm just thinking if there'll be other accounts for which there are no transactions this month, then yeah, those would be, I understand, kind of dormant.
Yeah, because I think here we are talking about 150 user and there is like 30 to 40 each market. So I think you can get a number of how many accounts will be there in total, right? I mean, they just divide and get some rough estimate. And I think you can double confirm what Saki-san.
Yeah. What we should ask from Saki-san is, depends on how many accounts does an RM work on? Like an average, if she knows. And in parallel, I'll check the notification thing. And one question.
Yeah, and notification, I think keep it only for specific things. I mean, notification for everything might be quite painful for him, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, yeah, no. That's a fair point. Let's check with her what her requirements are. It's fine.
Maybe, maybe we can let a notification go when the GSIF has flown in for the first time.
No, but that they will anyway manually input on the account level.
Oh, right. They need to know when the information came. Right. Okay. Then you'll ask something. And so should the notification go to the account owner or to the account team?
Oh, good point. Yeah, okay, let's check.
You're putting it down as a question, right?
Yeah, I put it under dependencies.
Okay.
Because we need these to be ironed out. Yeah. Okay, then scenario 2 is nothing but if there is no matching GSIF, right? So given I have an existing account in Salesforce and there is no GSIF tagged to the account, when the monthly upload cycle comes and there is a successful upload, then the data will not be updated on the account.
No GSIF tag, okay, data will not be updated, correct? But new record will be created.
Yeah, a new record will be created in this case, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah, so I've noted that down.
I think we should call these as exception scenarios, right?
No, I feel like this could happen. This could happen quite often because they might have.
Because I think there will be happy flows. Okay, the account exists, and then I think we consolidate it, but there will be exception scenarios. I'm not sure is it exception scenario or is it general, right? This will happen.
I have a feeling this might happen, that they forget to add the GSIF and then it's time for the monthly upload and then it will actually go ahead to create a new account.
But then I think the question will be, because see, like for each of these scenarios, right, what is the handling? Are we rejecting the file at the upload or are we saying that need to be kind of fixed and re-uploaded? I think that's one option. The second is like, are we kind of saying a new record will be created, right? So those are the handling basically, exception and handling, right?
Yeah.
But some of the cases you will have to reject the file, right? And we'll have an AMS team who will be supporting this. So I think that will be good, right? Because we don't want like the garbage inside, right? Garbage data inside the system, right? Because then the reporting might get messed up.
No, so actually I think this thing, I agree that it won't happen as much if we like train the RMs properly. But the problem is if this happens, right, Dipanshi, I think in training, the next step should be that the RM should approach the super user to do a proper merge.
Yeah, you're right.
Correct. So I think you need exception handling, or who need to be informed and who need to action, right? So if it is, let's say, because I think the admin is the one who is uploading. There will be ops team who will be uploading this file. If that fails, then I think Anika, it comes to the AMS side.
It won't fail, but yeah, I think if this scenario happens, then it will create a new, which means that potentially two duplicate in the system. So then what happens after that?
But the question is it something a right way to do it? Like why we want duplicate? Because then someone needs to manually go and merge afterward, right? Because
Oh, so you
why
mean
do
to
you want
say
to
maybe
duplicate?
we should not even create a new one?
Because see,
Instead,
like, your duplicate, yeah, so end of the day when they will see in the report, there will be, let's say, client XYZ and then XYZ1. Or, I don't know, because from a reporting point of view, the consolidated number will not look good, right? And they will just come and complain, hey, I think there is a replication, while actually it's an issue on the file upload. So I think the best case will be you reject the file. But I can check with Misaki-san how she wants to handle. I think for those cases,
so Nate, in this scenario too, right, the account that the RM created, that is not having a GSIF. So I don't think that account will
so
get
you're
put
saying
in the
that new
report.
account creation basically. It's a
Yeah,
new
yeah,
account creation.
exactly, yeah.
correct.
Okay. If it's a new account, then it's a different case. But if there is an existing one and GSIF is missing, that's an exception then.
Oh,
Right?
that way, yeah,
So I think,
you're right.
okay. If it is just a new account, then it's a different case. But then I think there is no GSIF. How we make sure that they upload update the GSIF afterwards? I think that's a process you need to define then, right? Once it's created, in the next file that will come after 1 month, then GSIF will be there, right? So then this will never match, right? So how do you plan to do that?
No. So actually, the process is that they create an account without a GSIF. They mail it to the credit approval team. Then the team replies to them in email that okay, GSIF has been created and this is the GSIF. That's when the RM has to ideally update the system, so that in the next
Yeah,
month.
so like that's a process you need to put it, right? Like both
Correct.
places, like your Salesforce will not have the GSIP, right? So they need to upload in the next file upload as well in the Salesforce, right?
Yeah. First update G7. It's basically a training thing. I agree.
It's a training, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then we have a data upload for sponsor COSIP data, which is yearly or half yearly.
Sponsor course of data. What is this exactly? The sponsor accounts.
Yeah, correct.
So we won't get the sponsor accounts as part of the consolidated file, is it?
I don't think so.
Because we don't have a separate file for this. Sponsor course of data.
Is this a separate file now for the sponsor data?
We don't have a file for sponsor yet, but the requirement is not to look, but more to let RM to mark.
Oh, mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we already
But you
have
can-
that here. Yeah.
Right, so that they can go to the projects and to look up.
Only
right
sponsor
now-
accounts.
Yes.
Okay. So
BOJ code.
I think-
Ideally, only BOJ code is available for SPV. Sponsor will be a internal Salesforce thing. Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, sorry. This one efforts is what on for the data upload stuff. But I guess there's nothing much to do here, right? Because it's like a data loader thing.
No, but the notification thing is there, right?
Okay.
New customer.
If that's needed, yeah.
Yeah, either for the creation of the new account or when the notification needed for update. So it will come down to some kind of automation, I think.
Okay. M or L?
M is fine for now. Let's see.
Okay. Then we have sponsor. Okay, so that's all on the account object stuff. Okay. I think it's still an account object, but it's more the sponsor part of it. So being able to distinguish COSIP account that are sponsors. Given I'm an RM from SG, I log into Salesforce and I navigate to COSIP account, then I should be able to see a checkbox that indicates this COSIP is a sponsor. And I should be able to edit the checkbox. And then this checkbox should be used for Tableau, like dashboards, to filter these other sponsors. Is this aligned with the solution, by the way?
This line for the filter sponsors. Yeah, I think we needed a marker, so checkbox is also okay.
Okay, and it should be
that's fine.
editable by the user, right? So that they can themselves like update that.
Yeah, so this we have to align how what do we want to do? Like, should the user tag the accounts as sponsors first and then go and try to create an affiliate account record? Because remember we said that in the affiliate account record when we create and we try to select a sponsor in one of the lookups, right? we'll use a filter to maybe show only the coursive accounts. Remember?
Okay, right.
So now
Yeah,
the
yeah,
filter
yeah.
should be only courses, but and also only those which are marked as sponsors.
Oh, okay.
Like that should be the filter. So initially, I remember Val and we were discussing that should we allow them to choose only coursive accounts,
Yeah.
This one.
right?
Yep. So I think on the parent account, the sponsor checkbox shouldn't be editable. If they want to add a coursive as a sponsor, then they go to the child account and then look up the coursive or add manually.
And there should be automation in the background to update the sponsor checkbox. That's what you're thinking,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I also thought, but Miss Saki should be okay with it, I'm guessing.
Yeah. She's okay with the solution actually, as long as we get the requirement.
Okay. So then in that case, we just allow all courses to be tagged in the affiliate account.
Yeah.
Okay. This will also need a flow to update, this thing. The
Okay,
sponsor one.
so basically this checkbox should not be editable. It's going to be a back-end system thing that will update this sponsor checkbox if a sponsor was selected in the child account.
Correct, during the creation of affiliate accounts. But that means for this story to complete, right, we'll need to have the affiliate account object also created first.
Yes, actually affiliate account is also part of Sprint 1 for now.
Okay.
So I think
But actually, this is my question, right? Because when I see the screenshots, seems like parent account is just parent account is an account, child account is an account, affiliated account is like the view that connects both of them.
It's like a
But
junction
then-
object.
Yeah, but then like the cursive addition is just in the child account detail. Or like the sponsor, like the identifying who are the sponsors or adding the sponsor, is it on the child account level or on the affiliated account object in the child account?
No. So see, basically sponsor and SPV both are going to be normal accounts. I think
Yeah.
SPV is also going to be just at the coursive level, or is it going to have GSIF?
GSIF, SPV is just
Okay, fine. So we have SPV with GSIF and we have coursive with only, let's say, unique coursive. And then both of these are actually account records, and affiliated account is a new object which will be between these two account records.
yes, correct.
So this whole automation should happen when the user goes to affiliated accounts, clicks view, and selects, let's say, a particular coursive account as sponsored and a particular GSIF account as SPV in the as the project. And then when he saves that affiliated account junction record, that's when this automation will fire and it will check the checkbox on your coursive that okay, this is the sponsor.
All right. Then I saw that there are two affiliated accounts. So one on the parent level and one on the child account, which is called affiliated account bracket parent. This is from EMEA. Are we gonna do that?
No. So are you talking about related lists, Val?
I don't know.
Yeah, on the top. Yes, she is.
Yeah.
The quick links on top.
Okay, yeah. So related lists, yes, we can add related lists on the page layout as needed. So like for example, you can go to the coursive account and have a related list of affiliated accounts.
Right.
And same thing with the SPV accounts.
Okay. So my question is, in EMEA, in the related list, you can see that there are two affiliated accounts, one for the parent account and one for the child account. For the child account, the affiliated account is called affiliated account bracket parent.
This actually, I don't know how EMEA, what EMEA is trying to show. I'm not sure. We'll have to then check.
Right. So for us, I think my question is, do we have one affiliated account showcasing the relationship between both, or do we also have two?
No, we should have just one affiliate account record connecting one SPV and one coursive.
Okay. Do you know how the EMEA affiliated account look like?
No, I'm not sure if they use a junction object or not.
Okay, maybe we can see the discovery pack a little bit.
They do have, like, the affiliate account is in the junction object. That is, I can confirm that. But we can also quickly double check that with the punches access to the AT, right? Which
You guys have access to, by the way. I give you the credentials.
Yeah, we can open the discovery pack if there are screenshots. I think that's quite fast. Okay, I think you can go to slide 23.
Okay, wait, just for this view. So there are two affiliated accounts, affiliated account parents. And then this is how affiliated account looks like.
On a parent level. So in the parent account, they are showing affiliated child accounts. So this list show all the child accounts of this one parent. And the relationship.
But the child accounts are the projects, right? These are the projects of that parent account.
Correct.
Okay, so that's how they named it. They're calling the special projects as child account.
Yes. And the child account, each of them are GSIF account. A parent account is a CoreSIF account.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And
this
then,
list is clear.
Yeah. Then you have slide 25. Okay. So this is the affiliated account bracket parents that exist in a child account, GSIF level.
So there are two views.
Oh, okay. So this is the special project, and it is trying to show who are the sponsors.
Who are the parents? Correct.
Okay.
So the two companies in the list, they are the two sponsors. Yeah.
Got it. So basically, these two. Okay, I got it. What you mean? Okay. So see, why you see two on the same account is because at the end of the day, it's the same object. That's why you see both the related lists. But if you see here, right, like for example, this is the sponsor. This is the special project. So over here, the affiliate account parents will have values, but it will not have a value for affiliate account child. I think is that 0, the other one?
Correct. Yes, it is.
Sorry. Yeah. And similarly, if you see the same object from via the sponsor account or the CoSIF account, you will see that affiliate account child has records, but the affiliate account's parents is blank.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So this can be done. Correct.
And Anika, by the way, because you see, right? You see it's a junction object at the end of the day. And our solution will even only have one related list, either the affiliate account or the affiliate account parent, because we have two page layouts and two record types, right? One for CoreSIF and one for GSIF. That will make it even cleaner. So our solution is even cleaner than what they have, because today in EMEA everything is CoreSIF level. That's why, right? That's why they only have one page layout. That's why they have those double things in the related list that they cannot remove, right? They do not distinguish between those.
That's why they had to name it as parents and
exactly. Children. And we can make it even cleaner with our solution design.
Okay, guys, we need another user story for page layout of CoreSIF as well.
Yeah, the course exactly.
We need to set up two different page layouts.
And so with the two record types for, let's say, CoreSIF GSIF, okay, and then we also need a record type for read only. So read only and editable. So basically there'll be total 4 account record types, right?
Well, no, record types we have 4 record types, right?
Or we can maybe for CoreSIF we don't need a CoreSIF record can always be read only, right? For GSIF it will be editable and read only. Okay.
Correct.
3 record types.
Yeah, correct.
Sorry, what's the third? Read only.
Yes, we have a CoreSIF record type, we have a GSIF record type, and we have an account read only record type.
Yeah, so basically it will be GSIF editable and GSIF read only.
Yeah.
And CoreSIF.
But call it, for a user, from a user experience, call it just GSIF record type, and then the other record type is read only. From a technical point of view, it is the GSIF read only one, but for a user experience, call it read only, right? So otherwise they get confused.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool. This is very good for us to iron out. Okay. All right. Then we move on. This is on the child account level. So be able to manually enter sponsors and link sponsorship relationship to child account. Input sponsors courses manually in the child account. Allowed to look up courses instead of VSIT. I guess this is part of like this user story already. We can merge it, or we want to keep it separate.
What is the difference? I'm just trying to see. Having a checkbox.
Yeah.
And second is, I think we can merge it and keep it in together.
Okay, yeah. Alright, let's put this as M. Then we have, distinguish GSIP accounts that have sponsors. To see an indicator that this account is a child project account with parent sponsors and not a normal GSIP account. This will be part of the related quick links that we just spoke about.
I'm trying to put it on with parent sponsors and not a normal GSIP account.
That affiliated account indicator, I guess.
Which indicator do you mean? Affiliated account is a junction object. I'm just trying to think. Distinguish GSIP accounts that have sponsors. Okay. Basically, GSIP accounts that have sponsors will be SPV projects.
Yeah,
right. But there could be SPV projects who don't have sponsors yet in the system. If they're okay with seeing a related list and values inside it and take it as a marker.
Yeah, I think that is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, like if the records are not zero, there are some records, that means, okay, there are parents.
And this would be the affiliated account parents related. No, it would be COFSIP when it's not going to be called affiliated account. How are we going to name it?
We can name it as we want. We can name it affiliated accounts sponsors instead of parents for better readability. We can call it affiliate accounts into bracket sponsors.
Okay, yeah. So this was part of the page layout user story anyway, right? So we
correct. Yeah. So just make sure as a testing scenario you add it over there, that how to distinguish it, because it will make sure we name it properly.
Yeah.
The related list.
We have affiliated account sponsors related list. Okay. Then we have be able to manually enter sponsors and link sponsorship relationship to child account. I think all of this is mostly covered in this one. No, it'll be like one user story itself.
Enter sponsors and link sponsorship relationship. Yeah. It's the same.
Yeah, let's not overcomplicate it. Okay. View the different projects or funds that a customer is sponsoring. Okay, this is page layout of affiliated account. Okay, yeah, we need a page layout for affiliated account on the child level and the parent level also. Yeah,
it won't be. Affiliate account is just one object, so you need page layout for that. There will not be a lot of fields, so I think that's
okay. It's super less.
Yeah, so your fields, name, etc., the list, we'll have to make it concrete for this one.
Yeah, correct.
And see, there's nothing like 32 and 33 do not exist separately. It's just one row. It's just one object. It's just that you view it as a different related list on special projects and course of accounts. Okay. So maybe you can merge the text together. It's okay for clarity.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
But
and then this will be like a S.
Creation of the affiliate account object, right? With page layout, etc. Yes, it should be S.
Okay.
And so this row, right, 32, can you please move it before the sponsor parent account story? Because we'll have to create this object first.
Okay. Oh no. Okay. Okay, I think this is what we have in terms of like what we are ready with. Okay, for sprint one. So, what are you guys thinking? Because I feel like this is already a lot for sprint one. Like it's multiple record types, page layout. You have some flows, automations.
Yeah, multiple record type fields is fair. I'm not worried about that. The automations that we do in flows, we'll have to write test classes for them. That is what I think will consume time. And the deployment we'll do via change sets, Vincent, right?
We don't have a proper setup yet, so DevOps are all created. I will give you access to that today. We don't have a repository yet, so I might request a repository like a GitHub from the US guys. But other than that, in terms of deployment, there's no concept. So either we do it via change sets or we push directly via VS Code, but knowing that our changes are somehow stored in a Git repository. So very simple.
Knowing that they're stored, so no, I did not get it. So once we have the Git repository,
you create your changes. You get the changes via VS Code into your local. You push that changes. You push the changes into the repo, and you use VS Code to commit the changes to the next higher environment, because we do not have a CI/CD pipeline, right? We cannot use a pipeline to push based on the branch, but we can push it directly from VS Code into the next environment or using change sets. But I guess if you're using VS Code anyway, it would be easier to push via VS Code, just if you log into the next environment.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so that also takes time to move actually to prepare the package XML, extract and move it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we have 2 days off. Okay, and demo will be on 11th only, right? Or the Panchi, I'm guessing Friday morning.
Yeah, that's usually how we do it.
That gives us 7 days to prep the test environment.
Yeah, and in order to make it easier for now, because obviously things are start getting moving, we need some time to adjust. We can also think about moving all these things via change sets for now, right? In sprint one at least. So in sprint one, we move everything into change sets, because even Amir, our new developer, right, he also doesn't have like 100% or he might not be 100% clear on all the steps that we are going to follow. So also he needs some time to adjust, right? So it might be easier for all of us to do the change set deployment in sprint one, get the Git repository set up and the VS Code set up. I don't have VS Code on my PC as well because it's new. So to get this all sorted before we then move into the repository. We can still move things into the repository afterwards, right? The audit trail gives you all the changes from the last 6 months, so we can always pull that up to see what changes we made.
No, audit trail scanning will be, I think, too much. We'll anyways have to maintain a list of ours for each,
for
whatever changes we did.
Exactly.
Yeah,
for every user,
we'll
we
have a
should
list.
take a list of components for sure.
Correct. So I'll have to line with Amir on having a common list. We'll keep it on Teams so that we can update that same list.
Good.
Okay.
That's also good.
Okay. So yeah, I do agree. It's maybe more. So do we have to decide it right now, Dipanshi, that everything or not?
Oh wait, you mean the user story level for account?
I mean, for sprint one, whatever we discussed right now.
So I think most of this is going to be in. It's just things like, this close status, not being able to edit or anything after the status. It's just more that stuff.
Correct,
but the rest, I think whatever the rest we went through, I think was like a month.
One thing that we need to also consider, Anika, more into your direction, some technical user stories in order to prepare the auth environment properly. I'm thinking about muting frameworks, as well as if we are creating triggers, whether or not we have a trigger framework or something that we need to set up.
Yeah, so the initial guidelines, Wilson, is to use flows, right?
Yeah, initial guidelines to use flows, but we know that on the opportunity, there is a big Apex trigger that we need to dissect, right?
Correct, yeah.
So that would be that might also be the only trigger that we might need to create, unless we can identify everything and say, okay, we can also move it into a flow. But that we need to decide, right? But that might be the only trigger, but even for that, we need to set up a proper framework for this. If you want
Correct.
to use the Nebula framework or the FFlip library, we can still discuss. Or if you have any
For
other frameworks
bypassing,
that you
right?
have used. Yeah, for
For,
bypassing as well.
for bypassing and for error logging. I think you meant for error logging. Yeah. Error logging and bypass, correct. These two technical items will come in.
Yes, so we need to create those. And even the error log will apply also for the flows, right? On flow level, we also can create error logs.
Correct,
So those
correct,
kind
yeah.
of frameworks we need to set in place. Might not be necessarily for sprint 1, because I guess let's get the teams rolling, right? We shouldn't block ourselves from a Salesforce side
Because of that.
on technical things that only applies to us, while the other teams are blocked, right? Because they need our data
Correct,
model
correct.
to start. So let's focus on data model in sprint 1, but we need to slate the technical things latest, maybe in sprint 2, latest sprint 3, right? But I would put it in sprint 2, because if we start creating flows and stuff, the flows should follow our meeting frameworks and error handlings as well.
Yep, I agree.
But these USLs we
So,
need to create so that we don't forget, or placeholders at least.
right. So, Dipanshi, can you create a row for this one? Two stories, technical stories, one for error logging in flows and triggers.
Error logging in.
Flows and triggers.
And triggers, yeah.
And second one is
Muting
by
framework. Or-
muting. Yeah.
Muting?
Muting framework.
No idea
Or
what that is. Okay.
it's basically bypassing for flows and triggers.
Okay.
And actually validations as well, right? So technically you can also apply it to validation rules, so that we can even bypass validation rules. It would be important for data migrations.
Yeah, if they have bad data.
If they have bad data, or even if we want to, for whatever reason, bypass validation rules, so we need to also introduce the muting framework in validation rules. So it would be the same
Correct,
line 154. Because if we have a custom setting or something, we can just use the custom check the custom setting before we start.
Correct.
Every
So,
validation rule.
right. So, Divansh, you can mention flows, triggers, and validation rules for 154. No, below that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. So again, back to the question. I also don't want to take up things in account that which is not really needed, because I mean, there's no point to just fill up sprint 1 with like all of this if some of them are like nice to have versus like must have. We should really just focus on like the must have items. And then if we have a bit more space, then we bring in over, like opportunity calculations or something like that.
So you mean to say instead of nice to have, we bring in op?
Yeah,
At least
so
object
that's
creation.
Exactly, like the important stuff. Because I'm just looking at the sprint plan and it's just feeling very heavy, and we shouldn't be doing things that we don't need to do. It looks to me like there's so much.
What are the nice to have that you tagged just now? Can you show them, man?
Yeah, I mean this is according to me, but let me show you. Like things like prompt message to be appearing when they create an account. This whole super user only is able to update client status to close. This blocking the closed accounts from being edited or adding any new related stuff. And then updating client status from potential to active when a GSIP has been updated. These things are not so important, because anyway, like the main source of truth is coming from like the data file. So why are we spending time to create flows and stuff in Salesforce when they're not using it for anything?
I completely agree. 14th is, the blocking one. It's definitely.
Yeah, this is a big one. Like we don't need this.
I mean, we don't need this in sprint 1, right? Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
and
if we have time, we could do it later.
Yeah, I agree with Panchi, your statement actually, because if there is other things, because again we need to work here as a team, right? If we block ourselves from the Salesforce team with those kind of nice to have things, while the other teams cannot start,
Tableau and everything, yeah.
Tableau and Tada and data, we should rather add more. For example, the deal fields or something, right? Like add those things, create the object and fields for the other standard objects already, rather than creating those kind
exactly. Yeah.
So if we have, and this is the thing, right? If we have capacity left, so when we, for example, say the nice to have that you just marked, right? Mark them maybe for sprint 2. Let's park them park them in sprint 2 right now. What does it mean for sprint 1? And do we foresee additional capacity that we can add additional must-haves into sprint 1? So I think it's a good approach to follow.
Yeah. And these two nice to haves are medium sized as well. So let's just get it out. Yeah. Okay. Must haves I think are looking not bad. I mean they're mostly just S and XS and okay, these are
We have 3 M's, right?
yeah, 3 M's. Yeah. So 3 M's and 1 XS and 3 M's. Yeah. Something like that. So
we'll definitely first start with the must-haves. Then when we're wrapping it up, then let us know if we should go to nice-to-haves or
or other must-haves from the other sprints, right? Create opportunities or what else? I guess opportunity and account would be the biggest standard objects that we have, right? I'm not concerned about activities and account plans and visit reports, contents. I'm not concerned.
Yeah.
One more thing we need to probably add in sprint 1. Anika brought up a point that we need like roles and profiles in sprint 1. Like for example, if we're creating account, then by right we should make sure we have like a profile, like a RM profile on the account level, so that they have the right access and the team can do testing in like for sprints, demo and everything. We need that set up a little bit, right?
At least this one role and one profile.
Yeah. Yeah, so
we should have a
that's
story
probably
for
another
that.
one. Yeah. For account and like affiliated accounts, right? Who can see what on those two?
It will be the RM only, but yeah, it's okay. And this one should be moved right after, let's say, we create account object.
Yeah.
The story should move up.
So this is a must-have because we need that. Okay, this will be like the first thing we do. Fields page layout, and then we can create. No, maybe it's after fields, right? Because then you can assign the page layout to these.
Yeah.
Okay, but again, like, can we take up more than what we have so far? The 3 M's, the 1 XS, and 3 S's. Can we take up more than that? Because we're looking at how many days we have, it's not a lot, right?
It's 7.5 days, or 7 only.
Yeah. So that's why I don't want to like say like, okay, we'll create all these deals. And honestly, the deal field is something that we don't have full confirmation on yet also. Because I know that Disabstan's also working internally with all the stakeholders to finalize it. She's kind of sent out the deal file sheet to make sure everyone's like aligned and are okay and happy with the fields list that we have. So I have a feeling it's not like confirmed yet also. I don't want to start creating all that when like the stakeholders will come back and say like, oh no, we don't need this or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you will only get deal filled by next week.
Exactly.
Okay, so we do the must-haves, and then if deal fields are ready, we start with that. Else we pick a nice-to-have. We'll first pick the smaller nice-to-haves and get them out.
Wait, sorry, again, Anika?
So after the must-haves, that I'm thinking in the second week of sprint 1,
Yeah.
when we have time, right, we will pick either the opportunity field creation if the list is ready, right, or we pick the smaller nice-to-haves from account. And if not that also, then we'll have to check here what can we do.
Okay. Another thing is like on the Tableau side, I know we have Tableau team here as well, and the data files, right? So what is the plan for these as well? I mean, we don't want to just go ahead and sprint 1, kind of just create things that are only just Salesforce, and then we are not ready with like the rest of it, then we're kind of blocking them. So
yeah, hence the object field creation will be important.
Yeah.
So yeah, opportunity fields I understand, but apart from that, we can create the objects for RWLPC and all this, right? but the final field list has to be ironed out. Like, do we bring all the fields into, like, all the columns into Salesforce or not?
So I guess Vincent was mentioning that we don't know whether we're using Data Cloud or whatever, so we can't really like go ahead to do anything in Salesforce until we iron that out. I guess that's a bit blocking us right now. We don't want to do double work.
So that will get cleared by this Friday.
Okay. But still, then user story wise, we okay.
On opportunity, we would still have some fields which are clear, right? Like 50%, 60%, or the whole list is still under process.
Yeah, we might. Maybe some record types, right? Because opportunity, we have about 7 to 8 record types. Maybe the ones that are completely good, we can just work on those first.
Correct. That's what I mean. Because it has a lot of fields.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm now splitting this into sprint 1, week 1, week 2, because I think we need that clarity. Okay, so loan and facility is nowhere going to be here yet, I think. So for sprint 1, account and affiliated accounts, okay, all the must-haves is what we will focus on. Okay. Now for this Tableau connectivity, is there something Salesforce side needs to work on, by the way?
I'm actually not sure. I think will it be maybe need some updates in Salesforce for this one?
For this one, we definitely have to work together. And this one, I need to come back to you again after align with Ganesh.
Okay, but I think we should have some buffer space, right? In sprint 1, if there's something that they need our support on. Because this is like definitely will be a blocker later otherwise.
Yeah, this is important. This is priority.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, also week 1 is only 3 days. Will we be able to do all this in 3 days?
No, exactly. So we have to, that's what I was saying. So only account.
Yeah.
Here in week 1, and week 2 will have affiliate accounts and some automations on account. Okay, at least we're getting somewhere. Okay, cool. See, if we're able to still do it in week 1, right, we'll pull it in week 1.
Yeah, alright. Okay. Then, in terms of like the data side, just to understand as well, what other activities we're going to do? Like, what's the data stream going to be working on? Is it mostly like getting those data files ready for the consolidated stuff? Like,
yeah. So for the data files side, right? So Vincent, like here, there'll be 2 parts. Preparing, let's say, the sample file according to the column names, like having a CSV format ready and test it out with a couple of records. And second thing is having the all historical data for, let's say, account and preparing it. So what should we do? Like, should we start with the complete file, or I think we should just start with the sample, load it, and then in parallel prepare the complete data.
Yes, I agree. Because if we again block ourselves with loading all the complete data inside, because it will take some time, it will again block the remaining team to continue on reports, right? As we discussed in terms of sample data, and I created a developer pro sandbox, we have 5 gigabytes of storage anyway, which is restricted, so we cannot even load all the data into
everything.
So we can talk about, say, I don't know, 1,000 accounts or something, and the corresponding data, which I guess we can start with 1,000 accounts.
Yeah. So even for, like, if you start with account, right? So Justin, see, you get account information only as part of the consolidated file. So we'll have to pull out the unique accounts from there. Unique on the basis of GSIF, right? And then prepare a separate account CSV and load it out. Right.
Yeah.
So for this sample load, we'll target 1,000 accounts. Okay, and load them properly, and we'll have a mapping file in the data loader prepared, so that we can store that mapping file on Teams or our shared drive as the latest one. And then in parallel, we'll have to see that whatever data they give us, right, for the one-time load, last 3-year data, that we will have to transform and keep on the drive, so that they're ready to be loaded. And transformation will be like, for example, the date thing, pictures, etc. We don't have. The formats are right, everything is text. GSIFs, if there are blanks, we remove those records. Things like that, or whatever the alignment is for the GSIFs if they are blank. All that we'll have to do for all the files and keep them ready. But that will be a parallel activity. First priority will be to clean up the 1,000 accounts, load them.
Okay, guys, so what I've done is in week 1, we will do preparation of that account file. Okay, so that would mean 1,000 account records we need to cherry pick from the consolidated data, and then make sure mapping and transformation is like fully ready in that file. So week 1, we focus on preparing that, and then week 2 is when we do the upload, as well as any issues that we face, we can like fix it or whatever. Because I guess for sprint demo, we will need to show like, okay, this is the upload and this is how the data is looking like in Salesforce.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
this is for, and for affiliate accounts, we don't know if they'll give historical data, right?
Yeah, you are right.
I had this question yesterday, but I don't think we had time to ask that to Sami-san.
I don't think so. No, I don't think we have like a separate file for affiliated accounts. So wait, that means it's part of the consolidated only, is it?
No. Affiliated account is where the sponsorship percentages, etc. is given. So there's
what they manually create that in Salesforce?
I think so.
Oh,
I don't know how they did it in EMEA.
Okay, I think we have to check this and that there is no file, no data to be uploaded, and they will just be creating like data themselves.
Let me see if I have this question already for Misaki-san. Already, I think Val has this question on a list.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, I haven't set up any call with her today though.
Okay. Yeah, can you ask her?
Yeah, I'll set something up. Okay, so this way at least we have like all the major account information and affiliated accounts, so all your sponsor data and stuff like that. Then in terms of Tableau.
But wait. So from data, right? Account is like the major object. So yes, we do that. But we also have to do it for other objects. So again, I think profit loss, RWA and LPC is not decided yet. But I think Justin can start with deal.
Okay.
Data transformation and preparation, for load, because we'll have, I think, 3 months of data for load. But this can happen after account.
Okay, maybe week 2 then? What do you think?
Yeah, week 2, for sure, week 2. First,
Week
it has to be this thing.
Again, we're using like 1,000 account records, right? Because that we don't have much space in.
Yeah. 1,000 opportunity records.
Oh, sorry, opportunity records. Yeah.
Maybe like 1 opportunity for each account, or we could like aggregate 2 opportunities for 500, something like that.
Yeah.
And this data, Dipanjali, we'll have to. So Justin